Ready, 1, 2, 3, all together.
1, 2, 3. Hey guys, it's the Golden Trilogy.
I'm Peyton.
I'm Paige. I'm Alexis.
Okay, today guys, we are doing a book review on Cinder by Marissa Meyer.
So let's just jump right in. By the way, we're in a different setting, obviously, Alexis.
This is my house.
That's her
And my
bookshelf.
bookshelf.
It's
Not as big as theirs.
Move out the way so they can.
This is the non-spoiler section, so if you haven't read the book, it's okay. We're just going to be probably describing it.
Yeah. Tell them what's
And
it about.
What's it about.
No
and
specific details that will give anything away.
This book is a sci-fi fantasy book about. It's called Cinder because it's like Cinderella. It's kind of like a spin-off of Cinderella.
It's a futuristic Cinderella, but this Cinderella,
It takes place way in the future.
Okay. In this retelling of Cinderella, a girl named Cinder is a cyborg and she lives way in the future and she's a mechanic. She has an evil stepmother and two stepsisters.
But the youngest stepsister, Peony, she is actually nice to Cinder and she has sympathy for her because she's a cyborg and she doesn't get to do everything that regular people get to do. It's more of like the cyborgs are discriminated against because they're not fully human.
Yeah.
And during this time, there is this play going on. What's it called?
Called the
Latomus.
I say
Latomosis.
Latomosis.
I said
Something like
I
that.
said Latomus or
And
something like that.
it's like killing a lot of people.
And so, research, like at the palace, people who are trying to come up with an antidote, they take cyborgs and they test them. Like they have a draft.
them, yeah.
And this takes place in Beijing, China, by the way.
Yeah. The chapters, they switch between Cinder's point of view and from the palace's point of view, and we get to see the prince's, like what he's going through, and
Prince Kai.
yeah, Prince Kai.
And Kai and Cinder run into each other because, like we said, Cinder's a mechanic and the palace's android is broken, so he asks Cinder to fix it. So that's really how they meet, and then it just takes off from there. So anyway, something happens to where Cinder needs to find a cure for Latomus, and the only way she can do that is if she works for the palace.
Because she wants to help find a cure.
So,
Yes.
the
So
story is about her trying to do that and
Her journeys.
with the palace and being a cyborg.
So basically, the palace connects to Cinder throughout the story. Like they begin to come together.
They have the Earth where those people live, and then they have, since
The
it's so
moon.
far in the future, yeah, people live on the moon now, and they're called lunars.
These
And they have
leaders-
special powers
Yeah,
that they can control how people see them. Like they glamour themselves.
yeah.
they're called glamours. You make them appear any way you want to, and they can also control your mind.
There's a queen on Luna who has been wanting to
Take over Earth.
take over Earth.
And she's killed all her family for her to have power on Luna.
Yeah, she's really bad. She wants to come to Earth so she can
Control it.
manipulate people and stuff and eventually control Earth.
So basically, she wants to have all the power everywhere.
Yes.
Luna and Earth.
So basically, like the chapters go between like her and Palace situations, that problem, and then they go between Cinder's problems, and eventually they all come together.
5 out of 5 star book right
I gave
here.
it 5 out of 5 stars too.
Really good.
Okay.
So now we're gonna move to the spoiler section.
If you haven't read it, you probably don't want to be spoiled for it.
I hope not.
Go read it and then come back and watch this. I thought this book was really predictable, and usually I don't like to read books that are predictable, but this, I feel like it kind of worked. Everyone knew that she was Princess Luna as soon as they said she was a lunar.
Not everyone.
I knew it.
I
As soon
knew
as they said she was a lunar, I'm like, she's Princess Luna. I
They
knew
said
it.
she was a shell originally, so she doesn't have powers. But I thought about her being, whenever they said that Kai was talking about finding the missing princess,
I just knew it.
I had a feeling in the back of my mind that was Cinder.
It made me really annoyed when Queen Lavanna finally brought the antidote, and first of all, it made me mad that she knew that the Emperor had it, and then she didn't bring it soon enough. She didn't bring the antidote soon enough, and so
Because she only wanted to marry Kai to be empress, not to be just the princess.
yeah,
So she could have. She wanted to be empress,
And
so she could
then
have absolute power.
it really
But
sucked when Cinder
Cinder-
didn't get the.
Cinder only needed it because
Peony.
Peony was sick. I mean,
That
and then
was
she
the
didn't
worst
even get it
part
to her.
when she was about open your mouth, Peony.
I can
I'll
just
give you the
picture
antidote,
it.
and then she just died. I was like,
yeah. Literally a half a second. And then that's when we really see Cinder become, or really doesn't care about the government. She goes crazy. She knocks out all the androids working in the
She
hospital.
just doesn't care anymore.
She goes
She's
crazy.
mad.
And then she's wanted
because
criminal.
Cinder is immune to the plague, So Erland needs her. He's lunar too, so he has been testing himself for a while, but he's not special like Cinder.
Loved how like I love fairy tales and stuff, and I really loved how Cinderella kind of played a part. Like when Peony and Cinder are going through the like junkyard, I guess they find a car that's orange, and then when she goes to the ball, she drives the car, so it's like the pumpkin, and then she loses her foot on the stairs, and of course she has to do steps.
But she doesn't lose it running. She
Up and then
and he's like, oh my god.
And Kai. Whenever Kai finds out she's lunar,
he goes, "Why didn't you tell me?"
I feel
was
like
upset.
he was almost like disgusted a little bit. He was like,
I thought
Not when she
when it came, I thought he was gonna be like, I don't care.
he was mad though. He was mad that I think he was more mad that she didn't tell him. I think more than she was actually a cyborg. But he was like, he felt betrayed.
He figures out she's a lunar, which really
That makes it even worse. So he's like, oh, she's a lunar and cyborg, and he's like, I'm in love with a lunar and cyborg.
Because Levana wants to marry Kai, but the only reason they could get out of that is if Levana took Cinder back to Luna.
Excited to see like if she meets Dr. Erland again, and what they're gonna do to like find a cure, if they find a cure, or if they try to take down Queen Levana, because she's really bad. Hey, bye.
We're gonna see you next week with a little shorter video than we usually
About us getting Lady Midnight and how excited we are about it.
do. See you next week. Bye.
Peace.
And today we were going to do
started pages. Right. So let's begin.
This
let's begin. They have an emperor and a prince, and the prince's name is.
and the chapter's like,
I'm waiting. You look.
I look what?
I'm not good at doing leaning all over the
I'm
head.
just tired.
Stand up. We have to stand up.
I am standing.